Welcome to VBS 2013 Kingdom Rock. We're going to go over a few things regarding registration, accountability, and some emergency procedures for VBS this year. Start out with, as people come in to register, all the doors are going to be locked except for the back room to Fellowship Hall. People will enter through Fellowship Hall and meet someone who will designate them. If they are pre-registered, they will go to pre-registration lines. If they are just a walk-in registering at that time, they will go to walk-in lines. They will proceed through, be checked in. Also at this point, right where the dashed line is, we'll have a clipboard for those staff members. As you come in, we need you to come in this way as well and to sign in so we know that you're here. In case we do have an emergency, we can account for you. So every day you'll need to come in and sign in. Nothing more than check off box, and then you're on your way. After the registration is done through the walk-in lines or the pre-registration lines, they will continue down and they'll have their photo taken. This will be a headshot in case there isn't a problem where we have a lost child. We'll have a current picture of that child so we can use for identification if it comes to that, as far as calling the police. After the picture is taken, they will continue down down the hallway to meet their crew leaders at their designated spots in the sanctuary. We won't be congregating in the fellowship hall. Just as soon as they get done registering, they'll be heading down and meeting their crew leaders. This will be nice where the parents, we're going to have somebody walk them down, but I think we're going to have the parents walk them down. That way the parents can meet the crew leaders, and the crew leaders will know who the parents are, so that when they come to pick up their kids, they're giving the right kid to the right parent. As far as emergency procedures go, it's always good. Some of you go to church here, but it's good to be familiar with the exits. First exit, we're going to start downstairs. The exit is to the rear of the building. It's between the nursery and the pastor's office. We then have one that goes through the boiler room. You access through the hallway, through the boiler room, and out the side door towards the parsonage. The other exit, you can go up the stairs directly across from the boiler room, and then you go out the side door. This is the main nursery entrance. And the last entrance downstairs will be through the preschool room, through it'll be Imagination Station, up the stairs and out the side, another exit right on the side of the parsonage. On the first floor or second floor, depending on how you look at it, they're going to go, the first exit is the same entrance, or exit. You go down the metal stairs on this side of the parsonage. Next exit is down the stairs in the middle of the hallway, and then out the side door of the main entrance to the nursery, like we discussed before. We also have from the sanctuary, you can go through the bride's room and out the front door, or you have the other main entrance that people come in for church. Okay, our emergency procedures, we had a few. Actually, we had one of each of these last year. Didn't have procedures down set in stone, but we did very well with all of them. First one we'll talk about is medical emergencies. Once there is a medical emergency, we find one, whether it be major or minor, it doesn't matter which, we need to document and take care of it either way. We need to make an announcement over the walkie-talkies. Now, each of the station leaders will have a walkie-talkie, so just go to them and get them to reach out on their walkie-talkie and say there's an ouchie. This is some type of medical emergency, and the location where they are. One of the three EMTs will come over and check it out, whoever's closest. Once they determine whether it's big or small, they'll go from there as far as additional resources. The walkie-talkie coordinator will make sure that the member of the medical team will be responding, and again, that's whoever's the closest. Once the person in the medical team arrives, they'll determine if the incident requires additional medical staff that's on location, and or if they need to call an ambulance. If an ambulance is called, we need to verify that someone will definitely be calling 911, preferably a person that found the incident, and they can give 911 all the proper information, the address of the church, what the emergency is, and anything else the dispatcher might ask for. We also need someone that will be going outside from that group. We'll go outside, either crew leader at that station or the station assistant, to make sure that the ambulance knows where the person is inside the church, since they won't be familiar with our church layout. First aid kits, there is a few. There's one down in the pastor's office. There's one by the kitchen hanging on the wall. There's an AED in the middle of the hallway on the second floor. And there will be a first aid kit out at games as well. An OUCHI report must be filled out. This is some medical report that it's nothing fancy, just name the child, what the problem was, and what was done for the child. If parents need to be contacted, they'll contact Director Hawk will contact them. Also, if you have any questions as far as where the reports are, Director Hawk can help you out with that. Again, it's nothing major, but we do need to document if a child was injured in any way. Lost child. We're trying to take a lot of steps this year to account for all the children. One, all the doors will be locked, so we're not going to have kids sneaking in and from the other doors and us not knowing that they're even here that day. So we're going to have them always come in that one door. Everything else will be locked. They're going to check in, and each crew leader will have a card in their crew leader pouch with the name of the children and a check off for each day. Even though we have registration, we're going to have them check that they went to and were arrived at their station leaders section, or I'm sorry, the crew leader section. Also, we're going to have a camera that we're going to pass around. Once your 5 children have arrived, we want you to take a group shot of the children. This way, not only will we have that headshot, but we will know exactly what they were wearing that day. Again, heaven forbid we have to go searching for this child. Told you where the doors were. Also, as far as staff, we also, again, need to make sure that staff check in. Just come in, check it off next to your name, and go on about what you need to do for the day. But we need you guys to check in so we can account for you as well, again, if there's any type of emergency. If there is a lost child or we find out there's a missing child, we need to get over the walkie-talkies to the walkie-talkie coordinator. We have a misplaced child. Who was the last seen? They were last seen where, and they were wearing what, if you remember at that time. Again, we'll have the backup of the picture that we take in the beginning of VBS, and responds to the name of whatever the child's name is. Crew leaders will immediately, whether you're part of the group or not, take a CAR, or a crew accountability report. One of the assistant crew leaders will physically go to the walkie-talkie coordinator and report they have CAR. If you don't have an assistant crew leader, then we will get one of the assistant station leaders to report to the walkie-talkie coordinator that you have the proper amount of kids and everybody's accounted for in your group. Both Director Hawk and the walkie-talkie coordinator will be located at the registration area at that time for ease of locating them. If police are needed, Director Hawk will handle this and contacting the parents. Assistant Director Friend will start searching outside and nearby areas. Assistant Director Besser will search the downstairs from front to back. An assistant from the kitchen will search the upstairs from front to back. If the child isn't found after this, then Assistant Director Besser will switch with the Assistant Director from kitchen and swap search areas. So Assistant Director Besser will also look upstairs, and the kitchen will look downstairs. A member from Spotlight Drama will go to the crew leader that has misplaced the child and get any additional information that may help. Where they remember they were last, what happened. If Assistant Director Friend doesn't find the child outside, they'll notify Director Hawk, and then we'll start a more extensive search. At this point, police probably will be called to assist. Once the child is found, an announcement will be made over the walkie-talkie system letting us know that everybody's found and everybody is accounted for. Alright, fire alarm procedures. This was happened last year and surprisingly went very, very well. We just want to tweak a few things, but everybody did very, very well, probably because most people the majority of the people that were in the building were school-age children of some sort, and they practice this regularly. Upon finding a fire, pull the pulse nearby pull station. That's those red things on the wall. To make sure an announcement is made over the walkie-talkie system as well that there's a code red. It's and its location, and that everyone should evacuate the building. Should be done in a convoy so we don't create any more panic than there already may be. But again, the way things were handled last year, there wasn't a lot of panic. No one, absolutely no one, is remaining inside the building for any reason, even if it's an adult and they think it's nothing. Everyone needs to leave. They will evacuate the building except for those specified in this procedure. Crew leaders are going to take their crews outside to the closest exit, take them directly to the meeting point, which we'll get to in a second. Station leaders will make sure that the crews have left the area and that no one was left behind. They will then proceed to the meeting point as well. The meeting point is going to be inside the fenced area of the playground. Both gates will be unlocked. You get everyone inside. That way, two things happen there. One, we can start accounting for everyone that was in the building. Also, it keeps everyone out of the way when fire apparatus start to arrive. Crew leaders, once they're inside the meeting point, they will account for all the children that they're responsible for, and then they'll go to the station leader you were just at. So if you were an Imagination Station, you'll go to the Imagination Station leader, say, Crew 15 has all their children. Once that station leader has all three groups that were with them, they will in turn go to the Director Hawk and report this, that they have everyone, so we can make sure that everyone did exit the building. Director Hawk will also be accounting for all the personnel, all of our staff members as well. While in the meeting point, try to keep the children calm, keep them together and entertained. Obviously, they're going to be excited, so we need to try to calm them down, maybe play a small game or a group game together once everyone has been accounted for. VBS director will make sure that everyone's accounted for. They'll coordinate with the walkie-talkie director, and they'll also know and be let known that everyone can go back in the building when it's safe. Assistant Director Friend will investigate the alarm, be the point of contact with the fire department when they get there and let them know what we have. Assistant Director Besser will make a sweep of downstairs from front to back, making sure that we didn't miss anybody. And Pastor West will make a sweep of the upstairs, again, making sure we didn't miss anybody and everyone did leave the building. If the alarm does go off while we're all in the sanctuary, it's important that we all don't go out the same entrance. It's going to be a lot harder for everyone to exit out the same door. We have multiple doors, as you saw from the exits, out of the sanctuary. We'll try to make an announcement before at least the first night. If we did have a evacuation there, half would go out the door by the main door we come in. The other would be out the bridal room door, and we could also have the other door. This is also going to be based upon where the fire is, because we obviously don't want people passing the fire to get out. But we need to divvy up how we're going to leave the building so we're not all log jamming the entrance. We just went through the exits. If it is dark out, the crew leaders will have a flashlight in their bags so they can read the cards, check for attendance, make sure they keep track of all their children. And some of the children may be scared with being dark, so they will also have a flashlight there as well.